Well, excellent. Saves us a bit of a walk because I thought we were going to have to go to another spot, so we can go home and you can pour me rum and coke.
Yeah.
That was a good shot. The wind was blowing, the trees were waving, and it was quite a distance. It would have been 180 yards, I'd say, which is a very good shot. Well done. I should shout, you're a rum and coke. I will. In fact, I will.
How old were you when you shot your first deer?
17. And I remember it vividly to this day. And a lot of Kiwi boys, that is a huge thing in their life. They'll remember it. I'll remember it on my deathbed. Yeah. South Island was up on a bluff, a bit like that. Yeah. Probably a little bit further away, I had an open sight 303. And I saw the stag in velvet. And I lined it up and I fired at it. And the shot was low and I thought, oh, blow. Got to raise it a bit. But it just hit the metal, the gravel in the river, and it was running, and I can still to this day hear the rattle of the gravel there. Yeah. So I lifted a bit higher, but I forgot to give it lead. And the bullet was the right height, but just behind it. So third shot, I just gave it a bit of lead at that height, boom, down it went. What had happened as it was running along, its left leg had gone forward, its right leg had gone back, and went straight through his knackers. And just took a little bit of meat out of the back leg. Well, through the back leg. If he had just fired through the back leg, he would have kept going. Because it hit him in the knackers, it must have just shocked his whole body. And he, when I got over to him, he just sort of looked up at me like that, as if pleading for me to cut his throat, which I did. Big money back in those days. That would have been 1967, and I got $217 for them, and about another $100 for the velvet. So, you know, that was more than 2 weeks' wages for me. It was great. Well, I said the Bronwyn, put one cross here on this leg and one cross here in the middle. Now, I ask you, where would that be?
Bang on.
Bang on. Bloody marvellous. You've got a heart and the lungs. If you shoot it in the heart actually stops. The blood stays through all the vessels, all the muscles, but it's injected with adrenaline, so the animal will go a long way. So you put it through the lungs, and the heart's still pumping, but all the blood from all the body comes back into the lungs and it just gets pumped out into the cavity. So it's a far better death. And that's probably what that is. I'd say probably a lung shot. And, you know, the nerves, they just, you know, they take a while sometimes. This is a beautiful shot. If you don't mind looking at that. That's the heart. That's the lungs. The lungs are absolutely shot to smithereen. Whoa. So although she kicked for a little bit, she's well dead. It would be straight out nerves, so you've got no worries about the animal having been in pain. There's the heart there. This bit up here. That's the heart. Got the lungs, which in my opinion is your best shot, because that heart would have pumped all the blood out of the lungs, especially with that such a big area having been blown away. Dog's gone, has it? Right.
Such lovely looking animals.
They are, aren't they? They're so regal, aren't they? I actually want to fence off the other side of the lake Just so I've got deer to look at there.
Mm.
I think it'll be fantastic. Just listen to that duck. Can you identify where she is from there, Paul? Because we'll go and deal to her. Oh, don't put that on camera.
Right in the stream.
Yep. Still down, do you think?
Yeah, probably the easiest
Yeah, I
way.
think it's the easiest. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like shit.
You right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, back and over. Back. Marvellous.
He's not happy.
No,
No, I don't want to be
no.
anywhere near it.
Pardon?
Make a run if she's going to jump off.
Yeah.